Today, the temporary protected status for over 300,000 Haitians living in the U.S. is set to expire, along with protections for thousands of Syrians. It comes after a Supreme Court ruling last month that cleared the way for the administration to end TPS for Haiti and Syria. Additional TPS-related deadlines may be scheduled later this week for other countries. TPS provides migrants with U.S. work authorization and protection from deportation if their country of origin is deemed unsafe. Right now, TPS holders could be susceptible to deportation. And President Trump has put off a major escalation with Iran for now, after sources say he was prepared to okay a series of attacks. After a meeting with top advisors, Trump held off on the strikes to pursue diplomacy. Top officials also discussed the impact the major escalation could have on the Pentagon's depleting stockpile of air defensive interceptors. But Trump denied the depleted munitions being a problem.
We have a lot of the mid-level stuff, too. I mean, more than we could ever use, no matter what. But we have a lot. I'd like to have more.
Today, Trump stated that U.S. and Iranian representatives are meeting for renewed peace talks amid a lull in fighting, though Iran insists it's not negotiating with the U.S. With the pause in the fighting, oil prices fell sharply today, but the national average for a gallon of gas is still above $4, according to AAA. Right now, police are searching for a second person believed to be involved in a deadly shooting in Seattle over the weekend. Police now say there were at least 3 suspects involved in the shooting, and one of them was killed in the violence. Lee Waldman has the latest.
Law enforcement rushing to respond to calls of a shooting at a food festival near Seattle's iconic Space Needle Sunday evening.
Suspect may have an automatic weapon. Rapid fire.
Justin Smith was at the festival. He thought the shots he heard were fireworks until he saw where they were coming from.
I saw another round of fire, and this time I could see flash bangs happening. And when that happened, I knew it wasn't fireworks at that point, and it was gunfire, and I said, run.
A 19-year-old and 44-year-old man were declared dead at the scene. A 56-year-old woman died at the hospital, according to Seattle Fire Chief Harold Scoggins.
Anyone have a small child tourniquet size? Don't need a tourniquet for a small child.
A 2-year-old boy was taken to the hospital. He remains in, quote, satisfactory condition, according to hospital staff. Police say 2 people started shooting at each other. A 15-year-old is in custody. The other is still at large.
We will leave no stone unturned to bring all of those who may be involved to justice. There is a second shooter. We're trying to identify who that person is. Our officers need your help.
Investigators say there is no ongoing threat to the community. Seattle's mayor called the shooting a horrific act of violence.
The terror and the trauma of gun violence reaches far beyond those who are struck by the bullets.
Well, there are fewer than 100 days until the midterm elections in November. Republicans are hoping to keep their thin majority in both the House and the Senate, but Democrats are fighting to flip enough seats to win control. Democrats need 3 seats to regain control of the House, and in the Senate, it's 4 seats. Today, President Trump was in battleground Michigan in the fight to keep the Republican majority. And yesterday, Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries saying the Democratic Party will be focused on affordability.
You have some great representatives that are going to become governor, senator, congressman, women.
When you put us back in charge of the United States House of Representatives, you'll get a Congress that speaks up for everyday Americans and a Congress that stands up to an out-of-control president.
In the fight to keep control, Republicans are holding their first ever national midterm convention in 6 weeks. Well, after 54 years, the Iowa Democrats lost the first in the nation caucus status to South Carolina. Now, traditionally, Iowa was the first in the country for presidential elections and to select candidates. The state Democrats and Republicans are both upset about this. Democratic Party Chair Rita Hart says Iowa is in the center of the political universe right now, with multiple key races and strong candidates. GOP Chair Jeff Kaufman is also frustrated, even though the Republican National Committee is likely to select Iowa for first in their caucus. An Iowa State political analyst says thanks to a state law, Iowa Democrats have a tough decision on their hands.
The Democratic Party in Iowa has some difficult choices to make. Do they defy the national party, or do they and comply with state law, or do they try to get around the state law in some way?
Kudrowski tells Local 5 that while South Carolina might have been selected because Iowa had technical issues in 2020, Democrats may also want to make sure black voters are represented, as there are more in South Carolina.